if you care about Bill Simmons, Antonio Reeves, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy health, or the New Orleans Pelicans, you made it to the right place. Pro Pels Talk. We live.
First took away. Yes, with this. Get your money's worth now.
Welcome to another episode of Pro Pels Talk. I am your host, Chris Connor. Here I got my dog Lito here. We just trying to pod before the inclement weather do what it do. At some point, I'm gonna explain to y'all something I was told about corn sweat later on. Don't mind me, I'm just a messenger. But shout out to Blue Moon, man, the people that support us here. John Deere, Sunshine, 4D, new sponsor here, Task, for those that like the shirts. Theo's if you get hungry. Look at 5 representing proper here. We got Scott Vicknair as always, 504-500-1111. They fight for the win. We are live here. Y'all, please, if you hit the like button now, you ain't got to do it later. So shout out to everybody here, man. That's here. First off here, 5, Lito. How y'all brothers doing?
Good.
Straight.
Man.
I mean, glad we ain't in this weather, but if you are in this weather, be careful. Be careful. It's dangerous. Hit the like button as soon as you walk in. It's like, speaking to people when you walk in their house. Just hit the button.
That's it.
That's all it is.
Just remember too, man, while we got this inclement weather outside, bro, like just remember the rule of thumb is if you got a note, let it float.
Yeah, so speaking of floating, Antonio Reeves has floated to the over east there to the former New Orleans name, as we're gonna be talking a lot about New Orleans names and the good and the bad here. The Hornets. He signed a two-way deal with them. What was it earlier today? As the New Orleans Pelicans either just decided that they were moving in another direction. Well, they clearly decided they were moving in another direction. But before we get into some of the offseason, well, the finalization of the offseason, I mean, outside of Pelicans making a small move here or there, what are you guys' thoughts about Antonio Reeves going to the Hornets and leaving the New Orleans Pelicans? 5, I'll start with you.
Yeah, a guy that's truly, I think, is skilled, needed an opportunity, and hopefully he gets it in Charlotte. I did not want to see that brother leave. I thought he had a skill set to make the Pelicans basketball team a better team, but organizationally they thought otherwise, and he went for a different path, which I can't be mad at. It's a guy that can get buckets in multiple ways, and I think he was starting to get his footing. He just needed an opportunity, which he just couldn't get here in New Orleans.
Alito.
I don't understand why he couldn't get an opportunity in New Orleans. I don't understand. Like there's nothing anybody can say to make me understand that. Arguably the best player on the summer league team. I'm not even gonna say it was particularly close, especially when you got guys on the roster who making a lot more money than him, who giving you half the production that he did when Reeves played. I'm not about to sit up here and act like it's this like super seismic player that you won't recover from, but I think he was a good piece to add to the guy who like is a Swiss Army knife. You could put him at any position on the court and he could kind of contribute. You can't say that about a lot of guys who can't play outside their position.
Yeah, man. I really I'm kind of indifferent, to be honest. I see the skill there, and I really like how decisive and quick he was with the basketball in summer league. For all we know, maybe this turns into a situation where it was like a Seth Curry. I don't know if y'all remember when Seth Curry was on the Pelican summer league team years and years ago, and I remember everybody being like, Pelicans got to do whatever they have to do to retain this dude, to have him be on a training camp roster. And it never really happened. And then lo and behold, Seth Curry became, at worst, a solid rotational piece for pretty much the rest of his, career or since then. I don't know if this will be another one of those situations with Antonio Reeves. I just think the Pelicans got a lot of other things that they need to figure out that are way higher, which we're gonna talk about here. Besides Antonio Reeves, and one of those dudes being Jordan Hawkins. I think Jordan Hawkins bringing you some kind of value has to supersede whatever contributions anyone is hoping or could hope to get from Antonio. That's just how I look at it.
Yo, the Pelicans jerseys got new age grills on them.
What do you mean?
I'm just looking at this Antonio Reeves in the Pels jersey, and it's got new age grills on it. And is that a new I know they had New Age as a sponsor, but this specifically says grills. Hey, if that's the case, bro, they need to holler at Souls, and they need to make like
some other kind of
full
grill.
circle. Yeah, it's just a moment.
Yeah. Listen, I like what you're talking here, Carlito. I mean, you could, but see, the problem is, I don't think that we're where we're at as a community and a society to fully embrace that, because then you're gonna have something. People gonna want things like a grill night, and it's a lot that can go wrong with a grill night. It can get really bad. The optics can really suck. You know what I'm saying? Grills ain't for everybody.
Wait.
Leave it at that.
You think it'd be bad? Explain how.
You want me to talk about the racist part or what? Like, you want me to get into like?
I mean, I thought grills were like non-denominational. Like anybody could have.
This
That's a nice word. That's fire.
You saying it's culturally inappropriate?
Yeah.
Huh?
You saying it's culturally inappropriate?
I think so, unless you Paul Wall.
All right, so Detroit does like the chain night, right? Where they got cats pulling up in chains. That's part of the in the buffs. If someone that just happened to be Caucasian pulled up in some buffs, would I be like,
Hey, telling me if you saw Ross with a grill, I wouldn't even bat an eye at that. That would be.
I would be. I'd be believable for sure, right?
Ross don't count. I'm not worried.
What about Justin?
Now, Justin, that's where I gotta draw the line. That's what that feels a little.
I love culturally inappropriate. I love Justin. It would be wrong. It just would be wrong. He gonna have khakis. It's just not gonna. It's not gonna be a good look. But I love Justin, brother. I love you, dog. I just don't want to see that. Bro.
And he might not have on socks. You can't have a grill and not have socks on.
So, do you understand what I'm saying now?
You might be right.
Okay. All right. Speaking of gold. The Saints came out with these long awaited is it the return of these? Because I feel like the original ones were a little bit darker.
That shit ass, man. That shit beige.
They made the original ones, huh?
Nah, man, that shit beige rage.
Huh?
That shit is beige rage. That shit is doo-doo.
What would you consider beige rage?
Pull that jersey back up. Who that is? That's Chris Olave. He looked like beige rage.
Why you ain't telling me DeMario Davis look like Wale in a helmet? But well, look though, as we lost 5 for a second here, I actually brought that up to ask if y'all had one Pelicans jersey that you would want to return.
Wow.
What would it be? Because people have been asking about these gold jerseys forever, quite some time since they lost. And you know what? I was cool with the break that they took, because the game that they lost that season in general was a disgrace. But that particular game that they lost to that god awful Vikings team that year, I still haven't gotten over the way they lost. Culpepper dropping the ball, running in for the 2-point conversion. Randy Moss just. Like, why is Fred Thomas guarding Randy Moss? Like, why? Like, why is that a thing? But yeah, Lito, if you had a jersey, it could be from the Hornets days or it could be from the recent Pelicans days that you could have a return. What would it be?
Let me ask you this: is the Skeletons jersey permanent? Is that a permanent state right now, or is that?
I'm not sure.
If it's not that one, I'd like to see that. I like the I like that one. They had a
Cable guy says pinstripes, no question.
pinstripe Hornets.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Right?
No, yeah. Oh, he talking about the blue. He talking about the blue jersey with the gold pinstripes or the white. Where it was white pinstripes on?
Or the gold ones with the blue pinstripe. Or they yellow.
If we could be honest, I like the NOLA City edition ones. They kind of clean.
From 19.
They kind of clean. Yeah, they kind of clean. I don't think we had a. This is just me, right? I don't think we had a whole lot of great jerseys. I think we still looking for that jersey.
It feel like, according to mainstream media, we looking for a lot of things here.
I mean,
which you know, I feel like this is a perfect time here, man. And I'm gonna wait for 5 to bring the segment on Bill Simmons. But you sent me something earlier today, Lito, about, was it yesterday, about the Bleacher Report?
Yeah.
Or from the Bleacher Report, and they gave the Pelicans a grade of an F on the offseason. So this from Zach Beaker. Sounds like somebody I want to listen to. Zach Beaker says the New Orleans Pelicans gave up a number 23 and an unprotected 2026 first round to move up to 13th in the draft. If it takes you a moment to process such an extreme overpay, you're not alone. When one Pelicans executive made the call to Atlanta, the Hawks couldn't believe what was actually being offered. Atlanta asked for clarification multiple times to confirm the unprotected pick was indeed a part of the deal, but the Pelicans persisted, and the Hawks got the steal. That quote was from Schmidt. After that, Zach goes on to say, New Orleans used the number 13th pick on Derek Queen, who has shown intriguing flashes in summer league play, but could have grabbed him at 7 if they loved him so much. Instead, the Pels coughed up a pick, better of its own in Milwaukee, that could wind up atop the lottery. New Orleans extended Herb Jones 3 years, $68 million, paid above market rates for Kevon Looney, and dealt CJ McCollum expiring deal for Jordan Poole's contract, will pay him $31 million this year, $34 million in 2026. Even if you like all these moves, the draft night trade was such a colossal mistake that the Pelicans have to get a failing grade, F. They are really treating Jordan Poole like an afterthought. A lot of people are, it seems like. What you think about that, Lito? You think that's fair?
I mean, I think the roster's still incomplete. I think a couple things. Paying Kevon Looney $8 million a year based on what like centers are getting right now, I don't really feel like that's crazy. I mean, it's a 2-year deal, I think.
Yeah.
Like, you're not asking Kevon Looney to be the future center. You're just hoping he can some of his work ethic will rub off on Looney and not Looney, Messi and Queen. Like, you hoping he can be a bridge to those guys. Look, man, here's the thing with the draft. Let's just say, Atlanta ends up getting the number 1 pick or whatever, or the number 2, whatever. They get a lottery pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Am I supposed to base my future on the probability of failure?
Ooh.
Am I supposed to just be like, man, you know what? This probably not gonna work. So I'm just gonna stand pat and not do anything. Now, granted, I'll be the first to tell you, I love Derek Queen. I love the tape. We watched the film, like, he was great. As far as the move they took to get him, no, I'm not. I can't tell you that I'm high on that move. Like, I can't tell you that this is a move that I would have did. Like, nah, I didn't want to acquire him in that way. But guess what, Chris? The motherfucker on the team right now. And you got the guy you wanted to get. That's your pick.
Yep.
And let me ask you this. When the last time we won 49 games, that was what?
2 seasons ago.
Did we make the playoffs? Did we make the playoffs?
We did.
We outright made the playoffs.
No, we were in the play-in and then got to the playoffs.
Okay, so let me ask you this: what of this great history of New Orleans basketball am I missing that seems to be getting swept underneath the rug? You've been failing the whole time. Say you fail another year, one more year, right? What's a little bit more failure? You've been fucking failing. I appreciate them trying something different. I appreciate them going a different route. Look, man, bro, this all could blow up and it might get Joe fired. I don't know, bro, but all I can tell you is in year one, like I got people reaching out to me, about Queen and fears and like and man, like they not ready. Like, bro, okay, yeah, sure. I'm not about to base a entire future off summer league basketball play. I can't do that.
Yeah, and it's odd, man. I mean, I shout out to Ivory, man. Ivory sent us.
I see
tagged us in a I think it was a list full of like summer league analytics, and I've seen a decent variety of these lists of stats, but the issue is that, bro, it's like probably more than half of the players that are on those lists. Are we really going to be talking about them contributing? Do we even know if half of those guys are going to be playing NBA basketball? Like, we got to find a better metric than the summer league, even if we believe that said player just isn't going to make it. That's just how I look at it. Now, Ivory has been consistent with his thoughts about Derek Queen since before the draft of not necessarily liking the fit. I don't know if he said that he didn't like the player, but I think more so he didn't like the fit. And there was some inconsistency and some really bad Derek Queen film he put out there. But at the end of the day, man, it's summer league. The trade is over with. Pelicans ain't taking that shit back, and now we got to see how they move forward. And some of that, as we move on to talking about another Pelican.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Let me just say this: as far as the fit goes, if you put all your chips in on one guy like that, I fully believe that they're going to fast track the fit situation. They're going to make the roster fit around player A, player B. Who you think I see how Zion and Queen play? How I don't think that, to me, like, it's not a big of an issue as it is. Like, I think with time, Queen can end up playing with anybody. You saw like the first, let's say 2.5 summer league games. His fit with Misi was less than ideal because he hadn't. I got you. Hold up. I got you. He hadn't found a way to. I got you. He hadn't found a way to. I'm a professional, bro. Like, I could talk and fix it. Like, it's all good. What's up, Five? He hadn't found a way. He hadn't played with him before. I think that's the thing we also got to keep in context. These dudes never. There's not a lot of practice. There's no time spent on the floor. Basketball is a bond. Like, it's a rhythm. I don't have that with him. I've never played with this guy, so of course the fit is going to look a little bit off because I have no idea where Misi likes to be on the floor. I have no idea where Fears wants to receive the pass on the perimeter. I've never played with Antonio Reeves. I don't know where he likes to spot up. It's gotta be. You gotta give me time to get feel for the game, and I think as summer league went on before the injury, you started to see him get a little bit more comfortable. Like, you started to see some of the passes. You started to see some of the high IQ things. And his motor actually increased as far as like his activity on the floor.
Yeah. I mean, and look, I think that at the end of the day, man, if you think Queen is gonna if you think he's a good basketball player, then who he fits with, who he fits around, with what we know his strengths are right now, like you mentioned, I don't think should be that big of a concern. Like, he seems to be very focused on getting the best out of whoever he's playing with. Now, it's going to be on the people that's managing the minutes, managing the group, managing the lineups, managing the roster to find the perfect fits. But I think we all just need to focus on, as time goes on, how is he playing individually? How is he looking as a basketball player How is he transitioning to the game? Talking about like me worried about fit for a bench player at this point, regardless. I mean, he's he's gonna be a 6th, 7th, 8th man, something like that. I'm not thinking about fit. I'm thinking about, is he gonna be in the shape he's supposed to be in? Is he gonna be ready to play? And does he look comfortable? Does he look like he's caught up to some of the pace, some of the changes in speed at the next level? And that's it, bro. Everything else, like, it's gonna really take care of itself. I can't put the whole weight of team structure on 13th overall pick. Is he playing good basketball or not? And I just feel like he's a good enough basketball player and has a good enough skill set, a talent, and a unique skill set to figure it out. But Summer League was never the measuring stick for that. I forgot how we get to Dairy Queen. 5. Bleacher Report basically gave the Pelicans an F for their offseason. And they based most of it off of how they handled the draft. 1, do you think that's fair? 2, if you had to grade their entire offseason, what would you grade it as?
Let's go with, is it fair? Life ain't fair. I mean, they graded how they graded it, right? Like, it really comes down to you spending next year's pick on a guy like Derek Queen, right? It'd be different if he had like some elite skill that you could just say he's this good, he just needs help, right? We can do something organizationally to make this guy elite, and like he was like this can't miss prospect that it was almost like a no-brainer. But that didn't happen. Like, he's not that style of player. Like, it's going to take time for us to really see who Derek Queen is. Like, I would give them an incomplete because I truly don't know. There are some good moves and also some bad moves that, like, it's really incomplete until we get to the first game of the season and this is how it is. Yeah, then you kind of deserve that F. But until then, I'll give you grace until then.
Fair enough. Let's talk a little Trey Murphy here, man. One of the things that I think got swept under the rug due to the focus on the rookies and some comments that were made over in the summer league and the optics and everything, how that looked, was some Trey Murphy talk. And the Trey Murphy talk was that he seems that he's ahead of schedule and he appears to be on track to not have any type of issues to start the season, which is really good considering when his injury first happened, that was not what we were thinking. And that was not some of the things we were hearing. We were hearing how bad things were. But now he's progressing. He's doing some on-court work, hasn't been cleared for contact, but should be relatively soon. So he seems to be a little bit that seems to be something that can work towards the Pelicans' favor, considering when the season ended, you didn't know if you would start with Herb, DeJounte, of course, and or Trey. Now you probably got 2 between Herb and Trey that you expect to be ready for you when the season starts. But in the middle of me thinking about this particular topic, I ran past this and totally forgot on the run bro went on. I remember, but I do not remember this.
If Jon Snow was banished to the wall, and the moniker was the North remembers, well, we're in the South, and this is the swamp, and the South remembers. I remember this. I remember all of this. And this is what we were saying, like, Trey had the potential to be like, nah, this is my team. I got this. This is why when he went to All-Star break, he went to All-Star weekend, and I think he was joking with like Joker, if I'm not mistaken. He's like, "Oh, you gonna be here next year?" I think the league sees.
Oh, they do.
Other people paying attention.
So,
and speaking of paying attention, the rain tried to take me out. It did. It shut off my internet. But as the one rattlesnake once told you,
come on,
rattlesnake ain't never out of that fight, baby. before we get copyrighted, I had to turn that off.
You pod
Lucky I ain't got my beer with me. I got some snakeskin boots. I ain't never missed a step.
We fucking pod. Yeah.
I just need him to know at any time it can get wicked.
Yeah.
That brother came back with new life, new energy, new power.
Yeah.
I mean, cooking, man. Speaking of, so cooking, right? Hey, so I want to ask y'all, chat. Y'all know anything about corn sweat? What does that mean? I was told today that it's a massive heat wave expected because of corn sweat. Nah,
who told you that, Chris? That's first of all, who told
you? It was going around my office. I kept asking people. I didn't want to know anymore. I didn't even know corn could sweat.
You was going cubicle to cubicle.
Yeah. And I asked the white man, I asked the Latino woman, and I asked the black woman. I kept it as balanced as I could just to make sure that everybody was seeing the same shit.
I just did the math. You want the answers?
Yeah.
So corn sweat is water evaporating from plants entering the atmosphere. This combines water with other molecules and it humidifies the air. In plains and Midwest regions where there are millions of acres of corn and soybeans, this can worsen stifling heat by driving up the humidity, making summer days all the more miserable. It's a real thing. It's a real thing, bro. They got since you put your glasses on, they got a word called Eva. I don't even know how to pronounce this, bro. This is crazy. Hold on. What this mean?
Eva Longoria.
Nah, I know how to pronounce that.
Who?
We potting?
I always wanted to be like Tony Parker.
What we doing? Evapotranspiration. I don't even know how to.
Man, I'm not about to end up like Webby.
Yeah. Charlotte McGay. This word right here, 5. Get your home, man.
Transpiration.
I couldn't even sound them syllables out, brother.
Oh man. All right. So Trey Murphy.
Yeah. Let's pod.
So are we once again? This is what's like if I had to make like a power rankings list and I had to put the Pelicans somewhere, I put them like smack dab in the middle because that elevator could go up or it can go all the way to the bottom. And people like Trey Murphy are part of this conversation. Now, Trey seems to have some type of injury every single year. Typically, it's as the past couple of years, it's been to start his year, and then he missed the end of last year. So maybe part of it could start to be like, can we count on him to be healthy for a full year with a solid, at a solid volume, at a solid work share? But you were watching somebody that showed flashes of a top 30 NBA player last year with his overall impact, his passing, like some of the passing improvements, the off the bounce, the downhill, the in the half court creation. We just saw him showcase a lot more, and with those numbers that we showed, like that's just a start. That's just a flash of what some of the games that he had last year. Do we like? What do we think that we're looking at if Trey's in? Yeah. Trey continues to get better going into this year. Mm-hmm. What kind of player are we looking at? Because with the healthy Zion, with Herb returning, with with the Jordan Poole, Derek Queen, and and company. Are we underrating how good he could be for this team or in this league as soon as next year?
Yep. And I think I'm gonna put something on wax. I think Trey Murphy will be an all-star.
Oh, okay. If you think Trey Murphy's gonna be an all-star, that means Zion's gonna be an all-star. And if you think Zion's gonna be an all-star, son, hold on. Hold the fucking phone. Hold on, y'all.
Now.
Hold
We pod now. We pod now.
Hold on. Y'all mean to tell me y'all think it's a route this year that Trey makes an all-star team and Zion does not?
I'm not saying Zion does not. I'm saying Trey can make the all-star of his team independently of Zion's success.
Ooh. Lito?
I got no problem with that.
Mm.
You
I
asked
got my
me,
theories, but go ahead, Lito.
You asked me what type of player he can be, and like that's the beauty of the situation. Nobody knows. I mean, we have our ideas, we have thoughts, but like, no, you right, chill out. You right. The thing is, though, it's like nobody knows. Nobody knows how good he can be. I don't think Trey knows how good he can. I think he started to believe towards the end of last season, which is, like it's kind of like, hey, you ever watch like a baby figure out how to walk, like just really start standing and just putting fucking like it's kind of like that in basketball terms with him, because realistically, like on any team he's played on, he's never been the guy, so to speak. Rice, Virginia, you know what I'm saying? Like he's never been the guy. It's a good chance here, like he might be the guy. It could be. All right, hold on. Let's take it a step further. Let's give some analytics. Let's talk basketball shit, right?
Yeah.
You can't necessarily be the best player on your team or a top, would y'all say, 20 talent if you don't have a if you can't score at all three levels.
Unless you are a hell of a defender.
Even if you're a hell of a defender and you can't score at all three levels, you can't be in that conversation. You cannot be. And name me a hell of a defender.
Drew Holiday.
He cannot. Can he score at all three levels? Would you say he's a top 20 basketball player?
I mean, I'm saying in his.
I'm saying in his hey. Was he ever considered by you?
I think he was. I think he was top 30. I don't think he was top 20. I think top 20 is reserved for like the top of the top. But I think he had a year at top 30.
I think Trey could possibly be. I could say like, yeah, dog. He probably top 20 in this shit. I think I could see that.
You think Clay was ever a top 20 player?
Yeah.
Was he a lead at all three? Could he get it out?
Actually, I would say, yeah. Oh boy, yes. What you asking me?
Play the snow. When I've seen him throw that ball, you might have played a Stone Cold again, bro.
Hey man.
All right, so listen, check this out. Clay probably one of the top, I would say 3 greatest shooters of all time. If you want to say 2, I ain't mad at that. But you probably like, I have seen where Klay Thompson gets the basketball on the block and or creates for himself in the mid-range area. One leg fadeaways, two leg fadeaways. Klay is a smart basketball player. Can cut, receive the basketball, get a layup. I think Klay had especially when he was like two-way Klay. Yeah, I'm gonna say he was definitely in the top 20.
Oh, I can't tell you what he was, but by the signs of who he dating right now, hey, I can tell you he a 3-level scorer now.
Popcorn.
Let me tell you, I pull up in a parking lot, it's going in. I mean, where we at? Making the mirror.
So, all right, let's move to one of Trey's. Who I think is like.
Wait, Chris. Wait. You was giving us pushback on that issue. Yeah. You saying you don't believe that there's a world where Trey can make an all-star team in Zion. Now I'm not gonna say like cannot, but you know what I'm saying. Like you saying,
I just don't see it next year. I think if he continues to build blocks based off of what he was doing last year, absolutely. But I think because I got to see him be able to win with that. It was a lot of really good numbers and really good performances surrounded by some bad, some losses and some bad teams, some bad rosters. So I want to see him be able to take that into winning if he's going to be that guy. So to me, and specifically fitting in like a Jordan Poole and some of these other talents, where it's going to be some kind of transitional period, and you got Willie Green, because for all I know, Willie Green is, the first thing he's thinking about, man, I could turn Trey Murphy back into nothing but a shooter again, since I got some of these other guys that could do, what I'm saying? I don't know if Trey still had the freedom at the uses that he had last year. Again, I don't know.
Hey, we potting? Are we potting?
Yeah.
All right, so check this out. You ever see a young lady, let's call her a young lady, right? Who you might have had relations with at one point, and then like she upped the ante in her life, and she got the new body now, right?
She got a BBL.
No. I'm not even suggesting that. I'm saying like she just got it. She did the work. Okay. She got a new body, right?
Or she got a BBL.
Or she got that. The one you was dealing with before, that's not the same young lady. Like them points ain't on the board no more. No. You can't revert her back to that. In this case, you can't. Trey done got a taste of what being on a cusp of being great basketball player is. Okay. You can't revert him back to just standing in the corner. Like you can't. It's not gonna happen. So he went to Dr. Gale's pocket because the money is not going to allow him to do that anymore.
Boy, I'm so glad you didn't say pocketbook.
Floor, what's good? How you? Why you? I'm just saying, bro. Like, why you like?
You ain't never seen a girl your partner might have hollered at in the past.
Yeah, bro. I'd have been around enough to see. I'd have seen something that I'd have dealt with. I just comparing just basketball and BBL.
I'm just saying they both bounce.
Come on, Bob.
That plays, that stays.
Come on, Bob. Look at hey, we made it to a 100, man. 101. Come on, man. Where the likes and the energy right. The energy right. The energy right. Reed, what's going on with you? All right, man. So look, let me move past Trey and BBLs and bodies and everything. I want to talk Herb Jones.
HJ.
Because I think, and I said this, shout out to my dog Alvin A. Davis. I'm gonna join his show again tomorrow. We gonna pod, man. He got some good content he's been putting out lately. We talked about Herb a little bit, and I look at Zion, Trey, and Herb having the best synergy out of any three players together that the Pelicans have had in this era. Like those three, you put those three on the floor to me, and you put even average talent out there, I give them an opportunity to win most nights. And Five, you know this from your time being in the building, having some relationships with the players. You know that for a period, when you're talking about the friends that Zion had, like partners on the team, it started with them two. So the relationships are there. We know how close Trey and Herb are. When we just talk about basketball, the three of them complement each other, I think, very well too. And it just simply, every time I've seen Zion at his best, those two have been right there.
Hey man, y'all remember when I don't know if y'all like you were on the freshman team, on the JV team, and you finally like the older people finally like left and the team was yours. And like that first day of practice, you felt like, oh, I can do anything. What are you gonna do? Not play me? Like that's the thought. I bet when they get in the gym and like, oh, this is mine. Like there is nobody above me. It's mine. And when they get on the court, it's like, okay, cool. We get the hoop now. There is no underlying ideals. There is no hey, who's gonna get the last shot? Like, there is no worrying about that right now. It's me. It's me. We are, and we're gonna share it, and we're gonna share this. And I think they have that synergy in that relationship that where they won't step on each other's toes because they're not in each other's way. They're not in each other's lane. Everybody got a different individual goal, but they all should have the same team goal. Like, all right, we're gonna just try to get this win, and we're gonna get this win in the way we play. So, nah, man, I think it'll be right when they finally get on the floor together, where it's like, no, we don't have to defer to anybody. We get to really get to defer to ourselves.
Bob Spitner. This was shout out to BKM, shout out to Lala here. When Herb got his extension, this was some of this collage of tweets and Instagram replies about, or Instagram comments about the talks that were surrounding Herb Jones. And then of course he got paid. Lito.
What's happening?
So I look at Herb like your favorite. He like your favorite basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I view him. But it's hard, unfortunately, for those kind of guys to get national love unless they're a personality or the team is really good.
Yeah.
And last year the team was not really good, and Herb probably still driving that 2016 Charger or whatever the first car it was that he bought with his rookie contract. So Herb is Herb, and the Pelicans were the Pelicans. But how, we talk about so many other factors. We talked about Jordan Poole last show. We're gonna talk about Zion every show. We talked about, we just talked about Trey Murphy. We spent time on Queen and Fears, Looney, and Jose, and I'm sure we'll do film breakdowns and try to figure out the next step for some of these players. Sadiq Bey, but Herb seems to get lost in a lot of this conversation, and maybe it's just because we kind of put him in a box and we expect him, like the spectacular that he does is just regular. We kind of expect it. It's not much really outside of that realm, whether it's his fault or not. But how important do you think he is, not just to like this team, not just from a schematic standpoint, but to winning? Do you think having a healthy Herb Jones with a majority healthy roster, do you think that brings wins?
Herb Jones is a component on the championship team. I think Herb Jones is that important. Herb Jones is a guy who is integral to success. Now, you might have not seen the success on the Pelicans, but that ain't her fault.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could go back to the last playing tournament we was in. That last game, I don't know if you remember what Herb did. Like, Herb shows up. He shows up, and he's a guy who is a guy who his teammates can count on. We got all the Ed Reed comparisons. We know how Herb a blanket the way he just covered the court. Like, whatever you know what I'm saying? Like, wherever they got a spill on aisle 3. Nah, Herb will clean that up. I got that. Don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is a guy who is gonna do whatever guard 1 through 4 respectively. Even play some 5 if he can, like, depending on who the matchup is. Like, and I really do think he has more offense to him than his coach allows him to show. Great play in transition. Got some guard ability, can dribble. You know what I'm saying? The last time we saw him, he shot 41% from 3. Last time we saw him for an extended amount of basketball, I would say. I'm just a huge fan of Herb Jones, and I don't really say that about a lot of players because I don't really get caught up in liking players, so to speak, because I always just got to remind myself it's a business. But Herb, one of them dudes, like, I said I would probably trade him depending on what the package was, but I ain't gonna sit up here and tell y'all that I would feel good about it at the end of the day. Like, I understand basketball is a business, and business is something that's got to be done. But yeah, I wasn't necessarily thrilled about that. Love to see, another thing, Chris. People are talking about Herb Jones is an overpay. They're talking about his contract is an overpay by the Pelicans. And go ahead.
Yeah, man. Somebody gotta explain that to me, and I mean that in a genuine way, because I don't know if paying $20 million a year with, and I think I gotta pull up the salaries again, but I think him getting paid, his extension got him he's like a top 20 or like a top 15, like an average in annual salary, like that's his ranking. I mean, to me, like, for the amount of things that he brings on a floor, I don't think it's an overpay. Now, could you say that it's a waste? And I think that's the argument. This team needs to fucking win, because you are wasting what he does and what he brings to a basketball floor. If you cannot find a way to win basketball games, if you suck, Herb's value is going to drop. It's typically just how it goes, unless he steps up individually, and teams are gonna be thinking that they could hit a lick. Versus, at the end of not last season, yeah, well, let's say a season ago, or last offseason, Herb may have been worth, what's up, Clay? Herb may have been worth a couple first round picks. I mean, who knows? But I know his value was a lot higher coming off of making an all NBA defensive team. So that's the thing, man. Just win some basketball games. I think, we'll stop having questions about Herb, because I think Herb gonna take care of his business. He just seems to always find a way, regardless of what he's struggling with.
You know what's crazy, bro? I think the reason why Herb got paid is because of the things that he was doing to help others. Right? If we just looked at Herb, if you would have looked at Herb and said, okay, what is Herb's job? Right? It's like guard the best player and knock down corner threes. Okay, yeah, you're not paying him, whatever the ranking was, a top 20 pick, just to do that, because he was doing way more than what he should have been asked to do, and wearing himself thin because of it. Because no one, imagine just having a security blanket, having your father's money around where you just go and waste it all. And every time you waste it all, my daddy got me. My pa got me. Like that's what Herb was. The security blanket for everybody. So nobody had to play defense because, yeah, Herb got me. Well, now the security blanket is like, I'm not doing that anymore unless I get paid. No, I'm going to get paid for it. That's probably what we should all be doing at our jobs. Start doing stuff extra, and then they become dependent on that. Then you get paid for it. That's neither here nor there. But to that same effect, Herb's like, no, I'm not. No, I want to get paid for all the things that I've done around here. So he has.
Well, perfect segue here. We got to pay some bills here.
So you're right.
Quick commercial here from Company Burger. One of our favorite commercials and favorite commercials of the chat, of the team. Shout out to Justin. Hopefully we get to reshoot that commercial very soon. But until then, word from Company Burger, and then we're gonna talk a little Bill Simmons. That's fun.
Company Burger is the official burger of Pro Pels Talk and Boot Crew Media. Located at 4600 Ferret Street, Company Burger has been locally owned and operated for 11 years. Grind the meat, bake the buns, make the mayo, get the homemade tots. Company Burger uses Creekstone Farms prime beef to create the best burger in the city, with milkshakes to go and a full bar. Company Burger is open every day besides Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Can't make it out? No worries, we have you covered. You can order online right now at thecompanyburger.com or check them out on the Toast or Uber Eats app. Company Burger, the official burger of Boot Crew Media.
Damn straight. Let's talk a little Bill Simmons here, man. He had a couple of interesting in a recent podcast with Zach Lowe, had a couple of interesting Pelicans excerpts. The first one really was like, oh, we talked about that already. I didn't really catch my attention. The second video that I'll play is where the uproar and the conversation, which seems like we have it every 5 years, kind of restarted again today. But let's start here with the first video as Bill and Zach talk about the Pelicans interview process or lack thereof in bringing in Joe Dumars.
New Orleans and Sacramento just hired new GMs, Joe Dumars and Scott Perry. Just like, no, did a search happen? They just wanted those specific guys. How did they land on those specific guys? If I'm a fan, like there was no interview process. Was there like like they just got these jobs out of nowhere? There was a lot of that talk too.
Yeah.
I feel like we had a whole show.
Yeah.
I feel like they watched the
Yeah.
pod.
It's out there. It's out there.
That's all right. Now, this next video here, and I'm gonna give the floor to Five and Lito after I make this comment here. And it could just be me, but this is how I am. I don't want to hear certain people talk about certain shit. I just don't. Even if it's factual, I just don't want to hear it from you. I just don't. It's not. It doesn't fall in the category that I think you should be talking about. For me, it's not gonna be enjoyable for me. So, or it just don't feel like it's your business. Like, Lito, if Lito starts giving advice or starts commenting on people that are 5'7", I don't want to hear you talk about that. You don't know what that's like.
That's crazy. That's my internet height. That's my internet height. Don't do that.
You've been 6'7" since you were 14. You don't know what it's like to be 5'7" or 5'6" or 5'5". It's a different struggle. I don't want you to talk about it. 5, you're doing a really good job right now with getting people outside the run. You know what I mean? That soul power. You know what I mean? Doing a really good job with that. Keep people healthy, pushing and promoting healthy lifestyles. If you told me tomorrow that you were gonna start to promote gymnastics, I'd be like, bro, you know what? I support you, but I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I just don't. You know what though? It might be, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that hate. So Bill Simmons, a lot that he's saying, or something he's saying, there's some clear errors and lies in his comments here today. But I don't want to hear anybody that's not from New Orleans and not from the area talk about what should happen to a New Orleans franchise. I don't want to hear you talk about New Orleans Pelicans should be leaving. Kendrick Perkins from years ago, when we did the space. I don't want to hear you talk about the New Orleans Pelicans leaving. I don't want to hear you talking about them should be relocated, because I guarantee, like that's not your house. That's our family. We can say it. Let us be the ones to hold them accountable. You stay over there. You talk about you worry about your household, your realm. You worry about the same 5 topics that you got to talk about. Leave us alone. Let us say the Gail. No, if you want to talk about ownership, you want to talk about the front office. You want to be confused about some of the just the bad history that this franchise has had since they come to New Orleans, or if you want to talk about whatever questionable decisions that they made, cool. But moving the team and affecting the people in the city that's been a staple for better or for worse since 2002 in New Orleans, I just don't want to hear from you. Here's Bill Simmons.
Franchises that maybe could move to a different city and be more successful. And that's the other piece of this, like specifically New Orleans. And I don't mean to start panic on New Orleans basketball. I'm also not sure there's enough of a fan base in place to even care that much. But that lease at the Smoothie King lease expires, I think, in 2029. This is an experiment that has not worked for 50 plus years in New Orleans with professional basketball. And if you and I owned a team and they asked us what we thought, and I was like, well, we definitely have enough players to go to 30.
Boy, I thought my screen just blacked out. I didn't know what the hell was going on. All right, so Alito, I'm gonna start with you, bro. What are your thoughts on Bill Simmons' comments in total about relocation, moving the Pelicans, putting them in a different market? Anything else you want to talk about?
There's a quote by Dave Chappelle. One day he was on he had a comedy special, and they was asking them, he was talking about Ja Rule's thoughts on 9/11, and he so eloquently ended it with like, who gives a fuck about what Ja Rule thinks about at a time like this? Who gives a fuck? No, I don't care what Bill Simmons said. First of all, the Pelicans being in New Orleans for 50 years is where have I been? Like where so you saying like, did they retroactively like divert time? But like, are we in a time loop right now? Because he just be wrong. And then to say the shit about the fans, you're not sure they have. It's just people who not tapped in. They're not aware. Like, people still, like to say New Orleans isn't a basketball city, bro. But the thing is like, in the same breath, a lot of people like to say we are negative. But for one, you got to give us something positive to talk about, and two, it ain't a lot of winning that has happened. So it ain't that we not a basketball city. It ain't that people from the North Shore or Hammond or Baton Rouge, whoever, not gonna come down and watch it play. You gotta give them something. You gotta give them an incentive. I personally don't give a fuck about what Bill Simmons had to say. I think Bill Simmons doesn't bring any value to anything. He been having this Pelicans narrative for a long time too. And look, I'm not a company man, bro. I got a lot of bad things to say about the Pelicans. I really do not trust the way they have operated, especially within, honestly, ever. like it has never been an operational piece where, I'm like, damn, I can trust and believe that they did this. I will say that the moving the team shit, that shit is so annoying. It's so fucking annoying, bro. The Lakers was ass for like 7 years. I think they missed the playoffs like 5-6 years in a row. Nobody said move LA. Why they can't get moved? Like, we look at all these teams, bro. The Knicks been ass, bro. You know how long the Knicks been ass? The Knicks been cheeks a long time. I ain't never heard a person say move the Knicks to Seattle. Like, you got your picks and chooses about what you want to argue about and the teams you want to move, bro. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Lito, as we always talk about, we always have to connect this to something, right? We all seen a scorned man before, right? We all understand this. And the scorned man never forgets why he's scorned, right? He never forgets who has done him wrong. To keep this, idea of New Orleans and just at any point in time to put the Pelicans, in the national spotlight for a negative, for no reason at all, leads me to believe that he got down here, dealt with one of these women. It didn't go that way. It didn't go the way he thought it would go. That's the only thing I could think of, dog. To keep this lie going for so long, like, bro, I know a heartbroken man when I see it. Bro, you are hurt. These women out here in New Orleans are nothing to play with, black or white. Black or white, believe me. Believe me. They are nothing to play with. You find yourself on one in the magazine or the other in towards that. Like, hey, it could go left for you, or it can go right. But for you, it did not. It did not. But nah, man, fuck Bill Simmons. There's just no other way to put it. I don't see why you blame a city for a terrible product. I've seen the Smoothie King rocking when the team was good. Like, you can't expect people to spend money on something bad. It's like going to a restaurant and you know it's trash, but I'm gonna go support it because it's in New Orleans. It don't work like that. It don't move like that. What do you support and you know it's bad? Tell me, please, what do you spend your money on and you know it is bad? That is idiotic. That ain't even fandom. That's just stupid. Like, nobody's trying to do that. New Orleans is, crunch for money as it is, right? Like, there isn't a lot of access of money and wealth. People, have to pick and choose what they spend their money on somewhat wisely. Or you think they're just gonna go to a Pelicans game? Like, oh, the Pelicans are playing tonight. Let's just go. No. New Orleans is always like in the top 5, the top 10 in viewership of NBA basketball. You don't think those people want to go watch it in person? They just choose to watch the good stuff on TV. Why would I leave the confines of my own home where I could just watch it on my 55 to 70-inch TV to go watch some bullshit in person? Because I know it's bullshit. They're not. I put effort into how I watch a game, watch an NBA game at home. They not gonna put the same level of effort when I watch it in person. I wouldn't go and see it. So I think Bill Simmons is misaligned in his thought process when speaking about the Pelicans. It has nothing to do with the city. It has everything to do with the New Orleans organization and how they use their money and how they build a team. My dog Reed is from the Gulf Coast. That's a lot of people with a lot of money, Mississippi and going east. I promise you. I know Mississippi ain't known, but the people that can get and move and come to New Orleans and watch a basketball game, bro, they got it. They got it. No, I know for damn sure New Orleans is one of these markets where you could stretch to almost past Alabama, possibly. And you don't want to miss that money if you're the NBA. Look at the stronghold of like just the SEC and like college football, right? Like there's a ton of money in this area when it comes to sports. You don't want to miss that if you're the NBA. You don't get it by, the Atlanta Hawks. Quite frankly, just demographic, right? But you can get that in New Orleans. You don't want to miss that if you're the NBA. So I think the NBA knows that. They don't want to leave New Orleans because of that. And Bill Simmons needs to shut the fuck up.
Please. Hey, bro. My bad, Fi.
Hey, good.
The Bulls have had 21 losing seasons. 21. Why has there never been a push to get the Bulls out of Chicago? Like nobody ever said, let's move the Bulls to Champaign. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there ain't nobody ever said, man, you know what? Shit, man. Let's get the Bulls somewhere on the West Coast. The Celtics, bro, you understand how many losing seasons the Celtics have? I know they're a great franchise, but the Celtics have had a shit ton of losing seasons. And it's like, hey, bro, go clean up your own hell, bro. Like, go clean up your house, sweep your floor, like, get the fuck out of here. You can't speak on what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, and there are other, Lito, you've named some franchises with some big markets, and I think market probably has a big thing to do with it, and some of the success in which they've had. But if you look at some of the smaller markets and some of the bad teams, or even some of the teams that have bigger markets that are just bad when it comes to attendance, like Brooklyn, for example. Brooklyn, 9 times out of 10, no matter what how good their team is doing, more times than not, they've struggled to fill up their arena. They just always have. Memphis, their team is good every year. You look, they're probably at the bottom of the list. Now, I'm not saying that, all the way at the bottom, but they're probably somewhere in the 20s when it comes to attendance average. That's just, the way that it is. Sacramento has been feudal for decades. Nobody talk about moving the Kings. Where
they gonna go though, Chris? Like that's the other thing. Where are you going? Okay, Seattle, I get it. You think people in Vegas gonna go watch basketball? I get it. It's a nice, it's up and coming. It's a great place to be. I've had a wonderful time there. Believe me, had a wonderful time. But you think people consistently going to watch a basketball game in Vegas? Hell, people can't go watch a football game in LA. They don't even go and do that. And there's buku people in LA. You got to stop this narrative that the market dictates, who's going to go watch a game. It's all about building consistency, no matter what. No matter the sport.
The Saints showed you that. I mean, there's a bunch of examples in smaller markets where this exists. I think we need to focus. We need to continue focus on making the product, making the business, making the people that are making the actual decisions do better than we are the people that are spending their money. Like you mentioned, Five, you said that perfectly, and we're gonna clip that up, and that's gonna be you and Lito's part was y'all dropped 40. We gotta stop putting it on the people that are deciding to spend their money, because what idiot spends money on bad products consistently? I mean, I know, I know some people like to waste their money in certain areas, but you ain't leaving your house consistently to well, you're not leaving your house to go watch somebody else put together a bad performance, not consistently. You know, if I spend my money on a bad decision, I'm gonna be in control. Goddamn it. You know what I mean? If I that's how I look at it. You know, let me be the one driving the boat. You know what I mean? I can't. Different story. Well, five at some point, we're gonna have a member. Huh?
Go ahead.
We five at some point, bro. We gonna have a members only show, and we gonna have stories, Vegas stories with Five.
Oh,
Hey, bro.
Yes, indeed.
Dog.
Good.
I remember this night, like, dog, I could clearly like see it in my mind. I was drunk, but I could see it. I can see I don't even need these glasses. I can see it. I can see every step I made.
Yeah.
And boy, were they some steps.
Boy, you was stepping, boy.
Oh, big stepping.
Boy, you was stepping, boy. Hey, listen. I ain't leave my dog. That's all y'all need to know. I ain't
Hey, little real one. For sure.
Lala was there. Lala got some stories.
No. Lala can't say nothing. No. Look, she saw too much.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't at this time, so you know what I'm saying. I'm only going off the things allegedly I was told.
We do need to go as a collective.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm down. You ain't gotta prospect. What up?
Prospect, but this was
after, huh?
Yeah, this was post, because when I tore my Achilles, I missed the trip.
Right. Same day.
Day before. Crazy work.
And I told that, I said, you had just got your cut. I said, bruh, you said you was going to hoop. I said, don't do that. don't do that.
Goddamn optimistic Pelicans.
But the the person in me was like, nah, I can't let this slide. I see if I would have just thought about our dog Phipps, and the famous quote that he put, feeling played is a choice. If I just would have internalized that quote, maybe, just maybe, I would have made that trip. But I didn't.
It's all right, man. Hey, before we I gotta give Five his flowers right quick. I can't think of dude name, bro. He went to college with you. His daughter go to daycare when my daughter go to daycare. Dude was like, man, Five could hoop, yeah. Five could hoop. So he was giving me, I was like, bro, I went to the gym. I seen Five hoop. I know he could hoop.
Yeah, it was, man, UL days.
I heard, man. I heard.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah, man. One tough turn to the leg. That ain't what writes the book. It's all the other ones, man. It's all the other good stories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
he had one bad step.
He had a bad step in Vegas too, but
one bad step don't define us. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Yeah, see, Lito. See this. You know what? Hey, you may not have had a strained calf. I don't know if you did, but playing a basketball game before about to go to Vegas after a fresh cut might be the equivalent in our lives of having a strained calf. And Lito, being your coach, said, "Say, bro, don't go out there.
Don't do it."
See, you don't know art like I know art now. Imagine getting a cut from a dude you don't know. Your partner puts you on. You like I don't know how this cut gonna turn out. But when you get a good cut, you like, oh, I'm him. So it didn't matter. It didn't matter what Lito told me. I'm already up here.
Yeah.
I was already him. The cut turned me up. Maybe if the cut was lackluster, I'm blaming art.
That's fine. We can always blame. Crazy shit is Art tore his Achilles. So
y'all think haircut confidence / haircut superpowers transcends to other races?
No.
other races.
Oh, I thought you was like I don't know.
No,
I'm with you.
I thought like other avenues, like your day, like you know.
I call that shit. It's 72 hours of invincibility, bro. It's 72 hours.
But you saying just for us though? That's what I'm asking.
Well, the quality of cut. The quality of cut. Determines that, right? Like,
so let's say my dog, little Timmy, go and get a fresh bowl cut. He don't have the same powers.
I don't think so. I don't think it worked that way.
I don't even know what
He got that cut in his grandma's house, like in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't never been to a white barbershop, but it could be like a number 7 on the screen. I'm not.
Like, what do they talk about?
They don't got no number 7. They ain't got that chart.
What do they talk about in there?
They ain't got a chart.
Potato salad, raisins. Oh, golf.
Yeah.
Sports clips. Can't see you coming out of sports clips with a.
That's not what Kirk Cousins said. I will say it. I was watching Quarterbacks. I think it's like episode 3. That brother say Kirk Cousins say he don't care where he at. He play on the road or at home. He gotta find him. It's either great clips or sport clips. I think it's great clips. He gotta find him a great clips, and it works for him every time.
See,
Ocean Tide.
Like you see, Kurt is missing the whole, thing about,
bro.
Like you just your barber cool with you just going to other spots to get cuts. Like I had to call my barber and ask for permission to even get a cut from Lido partner. That's just standard operating business. I didn't think that was weird.
It's my longest relationship ever, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Dog. My barber's coming to my wedding, whenever that is.
My barber was literally my best man.
like jump. Well, because I mean, to be fair, nobody knows you. The fact that you got a relationship with somebody to where you just gotta set up a time, or sometimes you just don't set up a time and you just walk in and you can talk or don't have to talk and business gets done. Pause.
Hey,
y'all dapping, we out.
The real situation is like what Five just said. If you gotta get a cut behind your barber back and then you go back to your barber, that shit mad awkward.
You feel guilty because he know.
Yeah, bro. He know, bro.
Because he know.
You could be brushing your hair like, all right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see we not. I see we don't preach loyalty anymore.
See, you almost gotta miss 2 haircut sessions if you cheat on your barber.
Yeah.
Just to look terribly bad and be like, he'll fix it.
Well, hold on. So when Justin get his comb over, you don't think you don't think my dog like lead it for like Matt Damon?
Nah, I don't.
And that's just randomly somebody. That's just, I mean, it could be Ben Affleck. I don't know how high on the white man power rankings. I'm just throwing out.
I don't know. I don't know. I think for them it's like new boots or something, right? Like it's a new set of media clubs. Like I don't know.
Oh, man.
It's not the same. Because I'm sure, Justin probably, not to pick on Justin, average white man probably will walk in a barbershop with a hat on, right? And this is how you know it's 2 different worlds. He will walk in a Supercuts with a hat on, sit down in a chair because it's 11 o'clock a.m. and it's time for him to get a haircut. And his time is now, so he knows. So he sits in a chair. The barber puts the cape on. He gets a haircut. After he's finished, he grabs his hat, puts it on, and walks out. You can't do that in a black barbershop. That is unforgivable. You put your
Jump Rack not having this.
You go to a black. You out the question, Jump Rack. That's a crazy name, by the way. But
yeah, a little bit.
But like these are things that I think just culturally inappropriate.
Hold on, but culturally though, we gotta talk about there's regional issues with haircuts. When I was living in Atlanta, dog, I had the worst haircuts of my life. Like terrible.
I want to say this is the only. I mean, we have these kind of conversations enough on these shows. maybe not this subject, but we go in different pockets. You can only get this kind of content here, dog. This has been about 15. I've been wanting to move on to our final segment before we get to the start. But I mean, like, I don't have these conversations very often, but it's like a whole different like language. It's like a, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just we just like understand certain shit that I ain't know we understood. I never had conversations with y'all about like
You talking about the little nah, they don't got them. They don't got them.
What? I mean, fucking pediatrician? Like what? I don't. What?
Hey, y'all barbers ever like sold snacks and stuff?
Yeah,
right?
I'll sell snacks right now.
Yeah, my barber sold.
Yeah.
I had a barber that sold.
Yeah.
You know
I'll be right back.
Snowfall. Yeah.
I'll be right back. Dog. I'm on.
Or I ain't at the shop. Meet me I'm at my homeboy crib cutting hair.
Hold on.
All right.
Listen.
Come on, son.
Listen. Hey, listen. Just to put a pin in this. I know you're trying to move on.
No, you're not.
Dog. That episode ATL with Barber, bro, that's the greatest shit. The most truest shit I ever experienced in my life, bro. Like ever. That shit is dog, bro. That shit is 100% accurate.
100%. Not a lie in that show. At least not that episode, but not a lie.
I remember that. I remember that from high school.
When Ross is away.
No, matter of fact, when Ross is here, it's usually like this.
Yeah.
Ross providing context like us.
It is what it is. So let's close out with a little Chris Paul talk, and then we'll get to the comments and get everybody out of here, man. So Chris Paul finally, like, the pipe dream is over. There will be no return to New Orleans. He is going to the Los Angeles Clippers to finish his career. And I want to ask y'all, man, as one of, if not the best Pelicans, New Orleans basketball players that their franchise has had. It's either him or Anthony Davis. What do you think Chris Paul's legacy is now that the New Orleans element of it is over? Officially.
A Clipper.
That's the legacy.
Going to the Hall of Fame, the Clipper.
As much as it's like, as much as we thought he resonated with New Orleans, he looked at it as like almost like a business opportunity. It was like, I want to be remembered as a Clipper. He didn't want to be remembered as a Hornet / Pelican. He didn't.
You know what's gonna piss me off about this?
What's up?
When he retires, at some point, someone's gonna ask him. He's gonna talk at some point around it, or it's gonna be a conversation about him having a real chance in which he considered coming back to New Orleans. I almost guarantee it. That conversation will happen, and he will be a part of it, and that's really gonna piss people off.
Because I think he had an opportunity to actually do more good for others than he could have done for himself. See, he went to all those other organizations and helped, right? He helped OKC, he helped Houston, he helped Phoenix, and he had one opportunity, I think, that could have done more good for others than for himself, and he chose himself, which is fine. But I believe in doing so, you let people here know, like, hey, I had to make this decision for me again.
I think I'm fine with it. Like, because it's time to let that shit die.
Yeah.
It's time. You can't, like, we keep trying to move on and be progressive in our life, and we keep looking back at our exes. Keep looking back at people we used to love. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be progressive, and you can't gild your foundation in a way where I can't. I have a like you asking Chris Paul to come back here and guide your young guys to be here for 1 year anyway. Like what he was gonna do in that time. Like, granted, obviously he could have got off court time with Fears, and that would have been great. But it's like the Drew Holiday thing, bro. Like people like just till this day refuse to believe Drew Holiday requested a trade. Like they just refuse to believe like that's what happened. It's okay. Like it happened, bro. Like it happened. And look, man, shout out to Chris. He did everything he could for the organization while he was here. Like for sure. I really wish he'd have came back during the OKC days when he got, moved to OKC. But I'm with 5. He chose for himself. His family apparently has never left Cali. Why would you leave Cali? I respect that.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
My bad, Chris. Last thing I'm gonna say.
One more thing.
Sorry. This shit that pissed me off is because he did it for Victor in San Antonio, right? Like he wanted to go there and do that. You didn't want to come to New Orleans and do it. And you have this affinity for the city. You come here, you start crying and all. Your partner Willie Green is here like that. Hey, right? You could have saved Willie's job, helped Zion be a professional. Yeah, but no. No. I get it. Your kids, your family in LA, great, cool. You should have been in LA then. You should have went to LA a long time ago.
Yeah, I think that pocket between leaving Houston and last year with San Antonio was like one of those years. Like whether it was, of course he got traded to Golden State, but one of those years, I think, are the years in which it should have happened. Yeah. Or you would have liked it to happen and it would have benefited. I think it would have benefited everybody, but
it would have benefited Willie Green. And that's the worst part about this whole thing.
Well, his legacy, man, at the end of the day, I think there's no player in a Pelican / Hornets uniform that was as good as he was at his best. And that's saying a lot for how good AD eventually became. There's no player that was an 07-08 season. There you go. Look at Chris Paul bobbleheads there. Shout out to them Bucks jerseys, man. There's no player that was as he was supposed to have an MVP that year. Different story. I don't care. That wasn't Kobe's to win. Kobe should have won the first year. I think Steve Nash won. But MVP candidate for that year, I think the best player in basketball that they made the playoffs. A bad game 7 away from getting to a conference finals or one more win. But that year, there was no better player that has ever graced a Pelicans jersey. And ultimately, that's his legacy. And he just ultimately chose, like you guys mentioned, himself, his family. And we'll see ultimately where that ends or how that ends for him this year as he still hopes to end his career with a championship. So we're going to get to these super chats and then get out of here. Got to start with Michael Morgan, man. Always donating, man. Always giving us a couple of dollars, man. 5, Sadiq being healthy is a plus.
Yeah, anybody healthy. Zion, Trey, Herb, Sadiq, Jordan Poole. I hope they are washed with the clear waters of Lake Minnetonka over their bodies so they can have a full healthy season, please.
Lito, I'm going to assume John means I hope Queen spends the next 3 months working on his legs.
Oh, that was a good pause at the end, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I think work on all parts of his game, not only that, you have no reason not to come back in shape. He's not a lower leg injury. It's not any extremities. It's just, his wrist. So, yeah, man, like, I'm with you.
Queen, you my dog. I think you're gonna be really good in this league. But if you come to camp out of shape, bro,
I'm gonna
huh?
I'm gonna talk about
Oh,
like it ain't gonna be no,
I heard
nah. What?
My mind in the sewer, dog. Because I'm telling you what I heard and what you actually said.
What do you say?
What I
It's
say?
some, it's something like a football coach would say. I'm not repeating it. I'm not that
type football you.
I'm not gonna repeat it, you know what I mean? But it was cowboy-esque. I don't know what the fuck that was. But anyway, this from my dog Reeves. Did you guys get to go to UFC 318? I was in awe how full the arena was, Smoothie King Arena. Never seen it that full before.
Nah, man, Justin, I didn't go. Justin went.
Lala
You don't want to go?
there. Lala was there. Shout out
Yeah,
to
Lala.
everywhere.
Nick, rock star, bro. She be everywhere. Everywhere. Shout out to Lala, man.
Yeah, it was popping in there, bro. You know, when you got a good product, people will spend their money on it.
There you go. They'll make more room in that bitch.
Hell yeah.
Can Qantas, unless a baddie with a better body comes along, it can make her lesser. That better baddie is probably Poole.
Why were you referring to Jordan Poole? Come on, dog. We got to start doing better about these guys.
504 deal.
Oh, God.
You got a new body? Oh, it's time to spin the block. Lido.
I mean, you ain't, like I told my partner, bro. You ain't had the new body. Like that girl you was talking to, she don't even exist no more. It ain't even count.
But what about up here? She might be the same up here.
It's a new clientele.
The body might be different, but she might be the same up here.
It's a new clientele.
Hey.
It's new offerings coming to the altar.
Hey man, that ain't just because you add a new bedroom to the house don't mean the house is different.
Same square footage. That what you're saying?
No, the square footage might be different, but they still got the same plumbing.
Oh,
the water's still running the same.
What if you put bigger wheels in your car?
Just because it sit up high, it don't mean the engine's still the same. You still got to put the same oil in it.
All you got now is a rough ride.
No,
be pod, man. Y'all gotta be pod.
I love her, but at the end of the day, bro, this is one of the best performances I've seen him have in a long time. Oh, you having a good day. I love her, but at the end of the day, it's basketball. I trade him for the right amount of assets. I think we all agree with that. I'm more so. I need above market value for trade. I mean, for Herb.
Yeah.
I'm not trading him for what he's worth. I would trade him at this point if you're giving me more than what he's worth. I don't know if I would trade someone that I think is that. So I still think will ultimately be considered cheap, and is that valuable and that low maintenance for just an adequate replacement or somebody who is on the same tier as him. I would need more to get rid of someone like that, personally speaking. But I understand what you're saying. Herb is essential in developing long-term winning culture. Oof. So Dumars probably believes that. Because Herb made first team all defense. If he was a first round pick, would we be talking about Herb's contract like this?
Nope.
I like that question, Charles Pierre.
No, we wouldn't. But that's not the game we playing now. I mean, at this point, the pick don't really matter. Like where he's picked at. If you already surpassed that, he's on second contract now? Third now. Third, like right? Like
yeah.
All right, hey. We judging off no more potential. We're judging off pure performance at this point. What can you do? And where is the ceiling next?
From McNamara, put the video on Mike Mack when he joined y'all and told you that being a fan of his franchise was hopeless and there was a million better ways to spend your time. Mac, I gotta hold you accountable here.
Mike Mack.
You was doing a lot of draft tweeting. You was doing a lot of draft tweeting. I think you didn't win. I ain't been on Twitter as much. So I don't know if you still, you know what I'm saying? But I saw you. Listen, bro, you on the same drug we on, man.
Rack ball.
Better up worse.
Hey, you call yourself Mike Mack? Like that's all right. I'm just yo.
Bro, look.
What's wrong with the show today, bro?
So, keep in mind the New Orleans teams makes the playoffs at least twice with each star player's tenure. Meanwhile, Sacramento missed the playoffs for over a decade.
For real.
Man.
Shout out my dog, man.
Grub told me I remember when they made the playoffs that year, they played Golden State in the they played Golden State in the first round. I remember him saying the last time the Kings was in the playoffs, the iPhone wasn't out. It's like, God damn.
Christ.
It's crazy.
Sacramento, Charlotte, and Washington and Detroit into the past year. I think he's talking about some of the other bad teams. Shout out to Jalen.
Say the whole name. Say the whole name.
There you go. Jalen Crochet, aka Talk to Him _J Dollar. You're right. You're right.
That's it.
You think more people call him by his name or they call him Talk to Him J Dollar?
You think his last name Crochet or Crochet? I would say Crochet.
Crochet.
Yeah.
It's probably Crochet. Yeah,
But J
Dollar. Not Crochet. J Dollar.
J Dollar.
Talk to him. That's it. Nah, it's not just the J Dollar though. Yeah.
Jalen, listen, he go to a black barbershop. That's what they call him, J Dollar.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
I bet
I
you
just call him Dollar. Then.
I bet you don't keep. I bet you don't keep no change.
Mm-mm.
Bro, y'all cool? Like what? Like, motherfuckers, bro. Oh, bro, I like it, man. Kimani, Charlotte been ass since they came back, and you don't hear nothing. I think part of that was Jordan being there for so long. Who gonna tell Jordan that he need to sell the franchise? He need to move.
The mob.
Hey, it is Crochet.
Whoa. I'm all for a good conspiracy theory. I am.
No fault. Make it big sense.
Here you go, Bob. Look at how Sacramento was rocking in the 2023 playoffs. You have to get a fan something to watch. Perfect.
Man, all they had was goddamn monster truck derbies and shit. No, I'm sure they were happy that their basketball team was winning games. It is a fire fan experience. You know what's wild though? They were able to get a new stadium and have a losing record. Like, I thought that was magnificent. The fact that they were able to build a new arena, yet they weren't good.
They had motherfuckers lighting the beam.
They created the beam before they were good. Crazy.
I think the Pelicans need something similar to that Sacramento, Chris Webber, Vlade, Mike Bibby, Peja. They need that. Like the two-year playoff, run of Peja, Chris Paul, Peja, Chris Paul, D. West, and Chandler, not enough, though. This organization, this franchise, they need like a 5-year pocket of something that people that watch this team can go back and say, remember them. They changed it all. This group is when things changed. They still don't have that, and I think that could go a long way as well. But the Kings was living off of for all the bad shit they was going through. Motherfuckers could go back to like it's money in Chris Webber, it's money in Vlade, it's money in Mike Bibby, it's money in that time. Even Jay Will. Like that's a time that those people will never forget, and it's one of the best parts of it is their culture. It's reason Doug Christie's a coach because of that run. Pelicans need something like that. And Lito, we close out here. Jump Rat. Now all this barbershop talk got me about to go take a perk.
What time it is? It's 9:30. It is perk 39. So
Time for percolator. time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator.
Hey man,
You take a perk
Jake-
before you get your cut.
he said I took it too.
It's crazy. Hey, look, bro, we
Nah,
done made
that.
it. If y'all, hold on, man. If motherfuckers taking perks, y'all taking perks, addies, I don't know if we get canceled for this, but maybe we get a sponsorship. But if you taking any of these to watch us,
We did it.
we did it, bro.
We did it. We did it.
We did it. We like your favorite. We like your favorite streamers, bro.
Damn, that's what we do. We stream. I guess we
Hey,
do.
yeah.
we should probably do a stream a game or something like for show. Just like
Let's do
live
that.
reaction.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's bring it back.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, man. For 5, for Lito, for myself, for Black Barbershops, Percocet, you name it. For Blue Moon, John Deere, Sunshine, 4D, Theo's. It's still time, man. Y'all put that order in. Appreciate y'all. We'll holler at y'all next time. As always, we out.
Peace.